Oh my god, dude, I just realized, for all we know, we may have just done that, return to the ship and just find Eugene dead in the cargo hold in 10 pieces and like, right, we forgot about him.
Right. No, if we forgot about him and he was dead in the cargo hold, we wouldn't have found him for a good... We wouldn't have found him until he started to smell.
Yeah. Or when she was going through the vent, she finds a dead Eugene. It's like when the cat crawls into the walls to die.
You have no respect for your master.
I start doing the prank and
also, I will
Jack's like, oh no, it's another ghost. Oh no, it's
way,
Eugene's ghost. Huh?
I'll tell him that it's part of the process and he needs to trust in me.
You have no respect for your master. He grumbles. He's like, I'll go back to my hold.
Mostly because that line gets used on me for full bullshit. I'm using that line on other people for piloting hijinks.
Hey Ash.
Yeah?
Do I see any more of these fruits within short range?
You see something similar across the way. Like across the river. There is a boat beside you if you wish to row over there and get some.
Right, that's not within short range, right? No.
It is shortish range. Like, the river is short range, sort of, you know?
Yeah, see if I... Aha! I grab it with the force and float it over.
Yes, this is how the force is meant to be used.
Grabby is like looking very shocked by the floating fruit, but is like amazed more than scared.
So she just floats it down into the girl, right? Girl's
Yes.
lap. With a smile.
She
Responsible use of the force, people.
Yep, there we go. That's the way.
She wiggles a bit and basically sits closer to you so you two can share them. She's okay with this.
But she is your little she-devil.
She does type on a data pad, it's like, that was cool.
Hey, I like a cheap horse, Sibby.
Like, that was amazing.
Tizzy just smiles.
She clearly like that.
You
And
have to
Cora,
admit, when it comes to feeding, she's aggressively Mandalorian.
What? That
What?
didn't even make any sense.
No,
I'm
I
being
don't...
racist towards my wife, we're gonna have to take
Yeah,
this
like,
inside.
You've just been being racist towards me this entire time. Masking it like I'm the one being racist.
Wait,
what the fuck is this?
What's this, Trump's America?
Hey, those darkies can't be trusting them.
Wait.
Well, for some reason,
Ash,
Experta's
we need to-
just been being racist towards Mandalorians
we need
this
to build a
entire
wall against
time
the Sith
under the
Empire.
guise that I'm actually the one that being racist.
Right, anyway,
The
Cora,
fuck is this? I feel personally attacked.
as you're, like, talking this out, it's been a little while now, and eventually, you've gotten it some meat, it's basically started eating that. Have you tried cleaning the wounds on it yet?
Well, while it's eating, yeah.
Okay. As
Medicine?
you're doing stuff like that, yeah, you can roll medicine, see how well you do.
Oh boy, I'm probably very good at this. Oh boy.
Okay, so Jax basically took Astrid inside to calm her down by piloting wife.
He triumphed very hard.
He always triumphs piloting wife. What
I
are you
always
on
try
about?
up.
Oh no, Astrid's calm the second she's inside, and she doesn't really, she's not really in the
You're-
mood right now.
You're able to basically clean up the blood, though you can't close the wounds or anything. You basically wipe off all the bleeding blood.
This time, instead of rolling 0 successful failures, you rolled the maximum you could on every dice.
Yeah, that was weird. You have some strange luck with dice, man.
That's why I always stack the dice in my favor, dude, otherwise nothing happens.
But you have clean, and it is showing. It's basically staying near you by this point. You wouldn't call it exactly tamed, but it's more attached to keeping alive with you than trying to go out on its own.
Well, I'm just gonna take my time and try to, since now it's a bit more calm and trusting, just gonna spend some more time trying to help it and, you know, patch up its wounds and feed it some more if it's hungry and spend the night with it.
Well, taking time, you would eventually be able to bring it onto the ship if Jack allowed you.
Oh no, I'm staying in the village tonight with Sibby. I mean with Tizor.
Oh, fair enough. Though people will look at you oddly with keeping this creature around, because essentially no one's been able to tame creatures like this.
I'm just gonna explain that my clan used to, work with them. They're good hunters, so we mashed really well.
In fact, you would know, if you haven't read its bio, that these creatures do grow much larger.
Oh yeah,
and you also used to use these creatures as mounts.
The interesting part is apparently it has 2 evolution paths, so that's gonna be interesting to find out. It hangs around.
Is it a fucking Pokemon?
I guess.
Kinda.
Think
of it this way: if it stays with basically a group of other Lynxes, it will stay same size and work as a pack animal. But if it's bred to be on its own or a certain way, then it will basically evolve into a much bigger alpha version of I survive on my own, I crush things.
I will survive.
I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive.
I've got
I have to say, this is a surprisingly peaceful
I
death
got all
world.
my love to give. I will survive.
Well, to be fair, you basically crash landed and then still had your ship to fly around with.
True.
Welcome.
You haven't. Wait until you go to the ruins. That's where the death world shit happens.
Welcome.
To Jurassic World.
They do move in herds.
Why the fuck do they make another movie?
Why the fuck?
Because money,
Why
Sibby.
the fuck doing
Like- Just let the fucking franchise die already.
Because money, Sibby. Money. Why are there so many Disney Star Wars movies?
Yeah, but
Like money.
Howard is
He's
a thick girl.
already dead.
Pretty much every fucking half-assed remake in the last decade have failed miserably. So no, they're not making money.
I know. Sibby,
Stop,
2
stop,
reasons.
he's
alright?
already dead.
1, dinosaurs, and 2, Bryce Dallas Howard is thick.
Dinosaurs.
I would like to say that
Dick.
fuck you, the first movie of a remake thing was awesome. Because fuck you.
Yeah, I bet you enjoyed seeing that poor nanny die for no reason in a horrible way.
Yes, and I also loved when the flipping T-Rex versus some sort of mutate monster and the fucking raptor joined in. It was just fuck you, that was awesome.
Yeah, £8.
But then they ruined it with a second film with doing some Greenpeace
I
bullshit.
haven't watched any of the
Fucking
remakes.
Die. But yeah, essentially, carry on with the actual game instead of talking about movies. Is there anything anybody wishes to do within the village?
Well, I wanna spend some time basically with the people, talking to them. Nothing in particular, just, for the good old times and shit. I just wanna get back in touch with them.
Catch you up.
See the
Yeah,
market
bring
and
it
how
away.
things have changed with, stuff they offer and the way trade has changed over the hundreds of years. Check out with some of their hunters and some stories that they can share. And basically make sure that the little Lynx guy is, doing alright in his healing.
They are more than willing to share with you. Yes, Caesar?
No, I'm assuming Grabby fucks off somewhere to wherever she lives, and Caesar will essentially go sit down either in the square or marketplace or some similar place and just look at the people.
Just observing how they live.
Pretty much, unless someone is going to approach her.
Well, you can definitely see that for people here, you can see even Cora just talking around as well. You can just see how differently they interact from other cultures. Well, other cultures and people have barriers between them, like family units.
Personal space and stuff.
Yeah, you can just see that these people don't really have a concept of personal space with each other. They're all hugging each other and patting each other's backs and just enjoying themselves as
Bro job,
close family.
choo-choo.
So pretty much the entire tribe is just one big family unit.
Yes, exactly.
Also, if any of them need some help with something, I'm gonna offer to help them as well.
Yeah, you can even just see that. There's no like, I'll give you compensation for helping me with this. It's just, hey brother, come and help me, or hey sister, help me with this. And you just see Cora go over and help with carrying something off into her home.
I mean, I've already observed that they're like ridiculously honest to a fault.
Oh, definitely. Like he said before, like you're with my sister, so here's a fair trade. You remember when he did that?
Right.
So
wait, does that mean that they, like, if I hadn't been with Cora, he'd have ripped me off?
Probably.
You probably would have just accepted your offer.
Oh,
like,
fair enough.
They're close. They're not naive.
Yeah.
So they are to each other. They are ridiculously honest. Like you barely see like any locked doors. You can just see people who are clearly not a part of one family just walk into their homes and say, "Hey, could you lend me some of this?" And it's like, "Yes, of course."
You know, after observing that for a little while, if Tisa sees like an area where she can actually pitch in, like an area where like that she knows, she'll probably help out.
Well,
because that's just in her nature.
Someone is trying to get like a small communication hub up.
Oh.
You can see them like rubbing their hair and stuff. It's like this is clearly still quite new. Like some tribes you can probably assume have more technology than most, but like when you're trying to set up something like this, it's like, what do you do? Does it need like an aerial or something?
Hey Ash, compared to what I like usually see around like the galaxy, how old or complicated is this thing?
It doesn't look too old. It's definitely not the brand spanking new technology, but it's definitely like a 20-year-old system.
So basically rugged and simple, but it just works.
Yes, it's like rugged, right. But it works. That's essentially
does it have the bells and whistles? No, it just works.
Exactly. You can add little coloured messages to it, but you get a message.
Right. Well, in that case, Tisa will offer to help out.
They pause for a moment when you offer, because like it's like, of course.
I'm an outsider.
Yeah, but the thing is, as soon as like they look towards each other and go, "Of course, come," then it's like they're all watching you as you clearly seem to know what you're doing.
Want me to make a roll for it?
Yeah, make a mechanics roll. See how well you do.
What's the diff?
2 diff. This, as I said, 20-year-old system. You're caught up on the more modern day stuff.
Right,
so
fair enough.
This stuff is quite easy.
Good. I'm familiar with technology.
It's trying to build an old computer. It's like super easy. It's a box.
Jesus fucking wept. Holy shit.
As you're working on it, I would say you even teach them a few things. If you wish, like if you want to teach them a few things, you can
sure. Like
tell them.
I guess basically like go over like what was wrong this time, possible failure points in the future, considering the planet and the environment, and then just tell them what to do if that happens, and then
it's like it's humid. Make sure like it's nice and dry constantly, stuff like that.
Just like put a bit of animal fat on the on the battery poles or on the connections just to make sure they don't corrode because of the humidity and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like here's a
simple fixes.
And they're like, they're captivated. Like they love the way like you're teaching them. I don't think you've ever taught anyone proper before, but I think you have a knack for it. You have a natural, calm, soothing voice that just allows people to feel comfortable with learning from you.
At least as long as I keep my blindfold on so they don't see I have no eyes.
Yeah, I mean that still freaks people out a bit, but otherwise, yeah.
Can't see because I don't have eyes, but...
You can't see because I don't have eyes, but I'm looking at you. No.
But I'm wiggling my eyebrows at you.
I wiggle my eyebrows.
You can't see because I have no eyes, but I'm blowing you a kiss. Confusion. Right, no. Yeah, pretty much. That's, I guess, pretty much what Tisa is going to be doing.
Okay. And Cora, as you go around places, you can discover that there is a beast that's normally hunted, which was also there back in your days. One moment. Essentially, the true test of a hunter's skill.
I'm assuming I've probably fought these before.
Oh yeah, you were an accomplished hunter. Like you've battled one or two of these. Even then, it's like this is mainly for pure skill. Their tusks were made for weapons and stuff. Their meat was nice, juicy, and thick. But okay, child, stop. But essentially, they were the most difficult but test of your skill. Essentially, if you wanted to go from just a hunter to a master hunter or hunt leader, you would hunt one of these.
So, I'm assuming since this is brought up, some people are considering going to hunt one of these.
Oh, definitely.
In that case, I'm gonna ask to join them. I'm not gonna go into the spotlight and, you know, do my thing. I'm just gonna go there, let them do the work, but make sure that nobody gets hurt.
Ah, okay.
I wanna
So
support them, basically.
Fair enough. They do, basically, it's like, okay then. Well, it's like, okay, follow us to the prep hut then. Hut. Essentially, they're gonna bring you along to the hut where all the glowing dyes are. You can see multiple coloured dyes and the like. And the purpose of this is, in fact, Tiza, you can discover this as well, is the fact that some of them are wearing different like tattoos or markings where they glow, is to blend in with the environment. Since if you're not glowing, you kind of stand out due to the fact you would step in front of, let's say, a glowing tree, your outline would be perfectly visible. But if you had the same colour as that tree, you would blend in more to the animals.
Yep.
Right.
So basically, Cora, they take you there. It's like, so you start putting your marks on and stuff.
I'm gonna go on instinct and just put my old clan's markings.
They are much different than your ones, and in fact, one moment, Kai is actually within the same place as you, and he's wearing their markings, mainly because, you know, they slapped them on him.
Yeah.
And you can also see him wearing, essentially, Mandalorian armor as well.
Thinking of coming on the hunt as well?
Well, they did offer. He's holding one of the blast spears, by the way. Like, normally this is done by, like, traditional spears. All the other hunters do have traditional spears and are going without proper armor. But since they consider Kai to be a young lad, they basically kitted him out to make sure he doesn't die.
Rafa are dangerous beasts. Don't underestimate them. Apart from that, they're very fun to hunt. It should be a good day.
He nods. He does get one of the Rafa tusk daggers though, and he puts it in his back pocket. He's like, "Well, I'll follow your lead then."
Cora nods and waits for the others to get ready. Who's been put in charge of the group?
There's one hunter called Seth.
Cora's gonna approach Seth and ask him, since they were literally just now brought into the group, what is their role and what's expected of them.
Essentially, they want you to, since Rafa are prone to charge, essentially you are the guys that are meant to close in after they've charged towards one person, and the other person's got away. You basically close in each side and attack on their sides.
Pincer it, gotcha.
Yeah, so in other words, you'd be given the honor of attacking it.
Okay,
since
then.
you know you're coming to their tribe, they're like, yeah, you get to attack it.
Okay then.
Right. So you are going out at night. It's very dangerous out there, but thanks to the hunters knowing their way around, and even if you are lived in the desert for a few hundred years, you do know the basics of do not touch this plant, you explode into poisonous gas, you know?
Yeah.
Right, let's see. I would say roll me an attack action, and I'll roll for Kai's. And we'll see how well you do.
If that hits, should I roll for a critical?
1 moment. See how Kai does.
Or like die.
Advantages. Yeah, you may. Essentially, I'm gonna have his advantages. You're gonna gain blue dice for if you're gonna contact.
That's not. There we go. Oh no, that should be plus 20. So that critical effect is actually 108.
Let's see. Oh, nice. You have crippled one of its limbs.
Perfect.
So essentially, you take out one of its legs as it stumbles towards the ground. Kai may not have struck true, but he definitely made it veer towards you, so you could basically attack it right. You can see the smile across his face, though, marked through the glowing markings across his face that he's just grinning away.
Right, now that it's crippled, it's actually gonna make easy prey. The rest of the hunters, I'm assuming, are piling in to finish it off.
Yep. Essentially, you just finish it off, and they basically give you one of its tusks, and Kai another one.
I'm gonna thank them, because that's probably the best part from the catch.
Oh, definitely. It's like the trophy.
Yeah.
Essentially, you didn't go with just a bunch of newbie hunters. These were all like lead huntsmen that you went with. They were basically greeting you to their village. We're going, come, join an elite hunt. So you can assume they probably have one each already.
Yeah, I gathered as much. They didn't seem like they want to prove themselves. Still, they are not going to let the beast go to waste, since that's a pretty bad thing to do on this world. Of course.
So they like gathering up the meat and getting ready for transport, the pelt and stuff. Kai's just looking at the large tusk, which is about the size of a short sword, and he's just like, smiling away, looking at it.
By the way, what was the animal called? I just closed the wiki. I just want to add that to my collection.
Rafra.
Rafra,
Okay.
right.
Rafra.
I'm gonna smile at him and ask him, what do you plan to do with it? It can be made into a weapon. It's also a very nice decoration.
I don't know what to do with it, to be honest. Never had anything like this before.
Well, considering it's your first, maybe you can keep it as a memento.
He nods. It's like, well, I don't really need a weapon after all, he says, and he still clearly has his lightsaber on him since he pats a bit of by his thigh where the cloth is.
You know, if we go back to the village with one of these and offer it to one of the senior members of the tribe, you might get married.
He looks like shocked. It's like, what?
Yeah, young girls around here really respect accomplished huntsmen, and getting one of these is no small feat. I bet there's plenty of young lasses that would be wooing over you. She gives him a teasing smile.
Like he's clearly like stuttering, but he goes, you can tell he's trying to think of a way to deflect it before he snaps in his mind. He goes, then why don't you have a partner?
Kora's smile wanes a little bit. I don't know, I guess I wasn't really the type. She lies, by the way, and just starts walking off with the rest of the hunters.
He looks a bit concerned, but then follows after you, still looking towards the prize that he's obtained. And you eventually go back to the village, and the night wanes on. Is there anything anyone else wishes to do?
Nothing in particular.
Nothing? Okay,
yeah,
then.
no, it's basically they said the next sort of morning, or however it was, they were going to help us avoid the situation, right?
head towards the ruins.
That wouldn't help us.
This is
And
just
then
doing random interactions with the people.
I don't want to do too much tampering because they might get the signal. So
Well, you definitely know what you've called for. Hopefully someone can...
right, yeah, no.
I guess we're just gonna spend a nice night preparing for, well, whatever greets us the next morning in the ruins.
Yep. By the time the morning has come round, there's a few basically guides that are coming with you. Kai is also there. He wants to come with.
By the way, I'm gonna exchange the tusk because I did say that we're gonna want supplies. I don't want to get them for free, so in exchange I'm gonna give them the tusk from the hunt.
Oh. Well, they're going to give you several Slavs and the like, for instance. He's Baltic. Anyway, so yeah, they're going to give you a few Slavs and the like, and also some antidote.
So you know, Ash, the word you're looking for is salves.
Should I write this stuff down, or...?
Yeah, because essentially, especially the antidotes for any common poisons within the jungle.
Got it. Antidote, and what else did you say they gave me?
Well, how do you pronounce it, Adam?
Salves.
Salves.
For basically treating wounds.
Yeah, so you just rub it on and stuff. They basically can give you guys lanterns as well, but I suspect that each of you have an actual flashlight.
I have a lantern.
Actually, I'd like a lantern because I'm gonna keep it as a memento back on the ship. Something, you know, from home to remember it.
Fair enough. They can give you that as well. They can give you one of the tokens of a village, essentially, as well. Like, this is like, how do you say, a favor of a tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So you can basically, if you're from a different tribe, you can use this to gain favor with a certain other tribe. Like, look, I did something good for you.
Is that some kind of specific item or something, or is that just the lantern specifically?
It's like a bone chip with basically your language in it. For this point, you can definitely tell, like, they're speaking common. Like Galactic Common, but you do have your own language, and it's mainly now in written form.
Gotcha.
So basically, you hold it up and go, look, glowing runes. What do I have? Oh, Astrid. Basically, Cora and her quote-unquote son went hunting, and Cora mentioned about how he can exchange it for somebody who wants to marry him to show that I can hunt. And then Kai mentioned something about. Why isn't Cora got like a partner? And she looked sad and walked off. So that's the biggest implied thing so far. Like Cora may have she may have had a life before everything. Who knew?
No.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
She wasn't just some hermit in the middle of the desert forever.
Ash, she's just some sort of hermit savage, right?
What was the tribe called again? Sorry.
The tribe is called. It's in the player. The Bajola. But hang on. I gotta turn my thing on. There we go.
Thanks.
Wa. Both the queen and her little sister are there to see you off as well. I keep saying queen, the mother. Because I keep playing fantasy games. If she breathes, she's a fuck. Anyway. So both the queen and her little sister. Damn it, it's because of you. The matriarch.
Are you sure it's not because you're British and you're just used to calling everybody fucking thinking queen?
My queen! Wee! God save the queen, wee! But essentially, they're there to see you off. The queen, the matriarch says, please, be careful.
Don't worry, we'll be fine. We've been through worse.
She nods and smiles softly. I must prepare, and thank you, Tizza. You have helped us gain communication with the other tribes. We will try to do something and prepare.
Theseus bows. It is my pleasure.
He nods. Oh, by the way, Cora, your Lynxus has actually just decided, like, it will follow you around. If you want, since it's injured, it will also stay in a place you want it to stay.
Oh, if it's feeling inclined, I'm gonna just have him stay, probably not in the ship, because that's gonna be kind of traumatic for him, but just around the ship and leave some food for him, so, you know, he can relax and let his wounds heal for a bit.
Essentially, you can just tell, like, a few people there, like, yeah, it's like, essentially, my pet's here, could you look after it, so Lynxus and stuff, and they go, oh yeah, we'll feed it, don't worry, don't worry.
You know, so he can get better soon.
Yeah, soon enough the entire tribe will know, like, it's your pet, so look after it.
And then the Titan tribe would be like, how the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, so what the fuck? How'd you get one of these?
I mean, if anything, that's literally the most definitive proof of where I came from.
Oh yeah, definitely. As you're all ready to set off, you got your backpacks on and you're ready to set off into the deep jungle, you can see Ganville, like, salute her sister and about to walk off with you, but she just grabs her by the cloak and pulls her back.
Yeah, Grab is not coming with.
Can we bring our speeder bike?
Sadly, the jungle is far too dense.
Plus, they are kind of noisy and we're gonna attract everything.
First of all, how dare you? Okay, my family makes the finest speeder bikes in the known universe.
Adam, I have a counter question. Do you want to die?
Eventually, yeah.
Do you want to die this day?
Maybe.
Never die, always never surrender.
It's a good day to die.
Never be game over.
Why?
Never be game over.
Citizens, we fight for what is right.
Yeah,
I can just Deus Ex Machina myself with a ship-mounted heavy cannon.
That's the such a thing. You can't bring the speeder bikes this time because the place is too dense. And you're probably gonna set yourself off.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you, bitch!
Get on the building, collateral damage!
Fuck collateral damage, I'm an giant ass robot!